What's up, everybody? It's your boy Buffy and Zoe God, and today we got
Kilo or
Kilo on the
Kiki.
show with us today. All right, Kilo, go ahead and list your socials, your age, and your marital status.
Oh gosh. Okay. So all my socials are Kiki Speaks. Some of them are Kilo Speaks. On IG, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook is Kiki Speaks. It should be, or Kilo Speaks, either one. I'm trying to decipher between which one. I'm 27 and I am single.
I would not
But
expect you to be
but
that
wholly
old.
in a relationship with God though. Okay.
Oh, yes, sir. Preach. Preach. I didn't expect you to be that old. I thought you was at least like 18 times.
For real, do I look that young?
Yeah, you look young. You look young.
Black don't crack, you heard, okay?
That
Black
means
don't
you in
crack.
great hope, bro, because you about as dark as the cow.
What?
All right. I'm gonna ask the first question. I'm gonna stop trolling.
Okay.
Of course, a lot of people are joining. He said he was just about to say that. My boy Black. All right, I'm gonna start with Zoe God over here. Who do you think has it harder in dating today, bro? Men or women? Oh, we got 5 people on already. What's up, everybody?
I believe men still got it a lot harder since men most times have to work for the things they achieve or get.
Yeah.
And I think women have it more easier since a lot of times some men view women as the prize.
How about you, Kilo? Who do you
I
think has it
think
harder in the dating space, men or women?
I honestly I hate to be this type of person, right? But I want to say both because it takes two people to be in a relationship. So even okay, so for example, if a man has it harder, then it's going to make it hard for the woman because he's going to be going through whatever, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's just difficult. In today's time, it's difficult all the way around.
I'm gonna type in the chat if anybody doesn't want the convo again. So you think it's basically tit for tat? It's 50-50. They both have it the same amount of shitty. They both endure the same amount of shit in the dating space.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Like dating, I dating period is a task at hand. Like you really can't I say you can't really say who has it harder because
Yeah, your audio's messing up.
oops, sorry, wait a minute. Hold on.
Jackpot said you wrong, Zay. Everybody has their own hardships.
He should just join back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you again.
Okay. So,
Go back in there.
Samir, chill out.
I'm on the phone.
Okay, chill out.
Go back in there though, because I'm on the phone.
But chill out.
I'm very chill. I think go back in there is very chill.
It's not. Chill
It
out.
is.
Cause
I'm very chill.
chill, cause you doing too much. You doing too much. Oh my lord. Anyway, my bad. See, this is like part of it, right? We got a generation that just has no decorum or respect. Period. So, like seriously, it's such a nicer way to say stuff. But anyway, um, but yeah, like tit for tat, I would say it is tit for tat, especially now. Yeah, especially now in today's time, like everybody either wants to they just want money part of the relationship, the sex. There's really no substance in a relationship anymore. It's either just to
Shout
look
out to
good,
Shannon Bryan for all
it's just
the gifted. My bad.
no, you good. I get it. I get it. You got it. Yeah, but yeah, it's just either or has it difficult.
Okay. All right. Next question: is a high body count a deal breaker for you, bro?
Um, It would be, but I still don't like ask those questions. Somebody's pressing. That normally that would be, but I don't put myself in a position to be asking people their body count because I'm not gonna really believe what they say it is. Yes, and that's your brother.
Bro, do not join this and wow out, bro. Just text me. Just text me.
He
I love you too, bro.
He probably could be.
All right, back to the conversation. What did you say?
I feel I feel body count.
Yeah.
A lot of times women
What's
lie
up, bro?
about their body count.
Happy birthday, my boy.
Thank you.
I love you, cuz.
I love you too.
So I wouldn't like ask a girl their body count. So I like lie about the answer. Cause there's no proper number that's good, and there's no good or bad. Whether it's 3 or 4, you would never like truly know how many men you've been with.
Okay. How about you, Kilo? You think body count is a deal breaker?
A certain number, yes. Unless, like, you got to give backstory, and like, if your body count is your age times 2, there's I'm gonna question it because what are you doing sleeping with that many people and whatever? And then it gives community, right? It's
Yeah.
like you got community coochie or you got community penis. So it's like, what are you doing with that? So you hitting 100 bodies. I'm gonna look at you some type of way, a little bit. I ain't
I
gonna
wouldn't
lie.
even want I wouldn't even want to be by you if you hit 100 bodies.
Exactly. Like what you gonna know somebody that I know for a fact.
You can't even be my friend.
What do you think?
I
They
couldn't
both
hear- I
said
couldn't hear what you said.
they both said that body count matter.
Body count matter.
Yeah, they said they both said that there's a cutoff number.
What's the cutoff number?
More than 10.
More than 10, it depends on the age. I say your age times 2.
So you cook, bro. You cook. Anything?
I'm in a relationship. I don't really care what most people think, but I mean, girls say that. Most girls say things like that, but
How
they
old are
mainly
you,
talking
bro?
about them. I don't think they're gonna care that much if the man they like has a high body count. They're just wondering if this guy just only gonna be with them.
You working with a lot of soul ties.
Like she said, it all depends on your lifestyle, your age, like your background, your value of yourself. I mean, you could be an entrepreneur, have money, and be out
Turn
here
up the
doing your
TV so I
thing.
can't hear
As
him.
long as you got value and morals with yourself, you could be doing. Your body count could be a certain way, as long as you carry yourself a certain way. If that makes sense.
No, Alexis, describe me the most.
Yeah, but
Oh my god.
I believe
No,
that's
like
true. But
actually.
I don't really care
My bad.
how a woman with a body
Who
count
wrapped it up?
50 or 60 carries herself. I'm always judge her by her body count. So that's why I don't even put myself in a position to know it. Because for one, I'm not gonna believe it, and then 2, I don't like overthinking or being in my head. So like,
Why do it matter though?
cause
Why you gonna even? Why you gonna ask them
like she was saying
questions?
with, huh?
Why you even gonna ask that girl that question?
That's what I'm saying. I don't put myself in a position to ask them because I'm not gonna believe it anyway. So I'd rather just not ask or not know. So I'd never be asking a girl like the wildest thing she did or what's your body count. I never ask those things because
I just need to know what type of people you dealt with and who you dealt with, so I know I ain't looking stupid in the room. Now, if you out here dealing with people that could talk, the people that all could sit in the same room, and you dealing with multiple people that's in the same room, regardless if it's a bar, a mall, a club, I mean, however, wherever I'm at, if there's more than 2 people that could talk about you, you're done. Like, More, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to deal with you. It's just how you carry yourself.
It
I'd
is how
say
you carry yourself.
I I'd say I probably
You can
got the
sleep with
craziest take
15,
when it
20.
comes to this. And I know, chat, y'all be cooking me in the comments. So I
Yeah,
don't
you're
need to hear
cooked.
it, jackpot. I don't need to hear it. But if you ain't a virgin, I ain't cuffing. One body's too
Are
much for
you a
me.
virgin?
You cooked.
What?
She said,
Men
Are
are
you
She
a
said, "Are you
virgin?
a virgin?"
men aren't supposed to be virgins. They're supposed to induce experience. An unexperienced man is a
Ew.
an
You set yourself
inexperienced
up to
man
get
is an
cooked.
undesirable
Ew.
man.
Ew. Imagine how a virgin is gonna feel
Most virgins,
knowing that you Mr. Please them all,
mi-
and then she gonna hear about how, oh yeah, I did with him and he do this real
well
good. She's not experiencing you even in a different way.
let me put some knowledge on you. Most virgins, they don't want another virgin. Most female virgins don't want another virgin. And I know
Let me
that
put
because
some
I'm a
knowledge
dude.
on you.
I know that because I'm a dude that dates virgins. So I know that already. Most virgins don't want other virgins because they're inexperienced. No girl wants to get into bed with a man that can't make her satisfied. That
a
applies to
virgin
all women,
doesn't
including
know
virgins.
a virgin doesn't know anything, so she
Yeah,
has
but
absolutely nothing to compare.
what they want their first experience to be magical. An inexperienced man can't give a woman her first experience a magical experience. An
Well,
inexperienced
I
man
I
think
ain't.
can't
I
give
that's
that.
don't want to
false.
mess
I
with no
think I
virgin.
think that's false. I think if a man if a man and a woman were both virgins, they're both experiencing sexual pleasures with each other in a new way, and then it actually
That's
opens up the
beautiful.
relationship to for them to both be able to please each other and only each other. And then two, my little 2 cents, I wouldn't say virgins don't want it has nothing to do with virginity. It has to do with that type of individual. So a virgin can be very hypersexual. A virgin can like BDSM or just be attracted to that. It has nothing to do with them actually being a virgin. It's just them as an individual.
I would disagree with you just for this reason. Chastity should be held at the highest level for all men. So a woman that gives up her chastity to the wrong man is a failed woman, in my opinion. Now, my
That's crazy
second, let me
verbiage.
get my
Where you read that from?
let
Where you
me
get that
answer the
from, yo?
virgin. Let me answer the virgin statement.
What?
Let me answer the virgin statement.
Out here reading scripture?
That's just facts. But let me answer the virgin statement. Are you? So I got a question for you, Kilo. Are you a virgin?
No,
Okay, so you're not a virgin, but you're going against what virgins say they want. So you're not a virgin, but a virgin. I know because my girl's a virgin. When I met her, she was a virgin. We met each other in high school. We didn't date
you're
until
on.
we hit our
You're
20s.
only going based off of the virgins that you know. I'm pretty sure there are virgins out there. There are absent people practicing celibacy that would totally disagree. This is only from
Yeah, but
your experience.
the only people that would disagree with me are virgins that are in the Christian faith, and that's because religion tells them they should sought out another
She
virgin.
just disagreed with you, nut, and she not a virgin.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying she's not a virgin, and I'm trying to explain to her. Basically, what I'm trying to say is virgins that aren't in a religious space tend to want men that have experience because they don't have that religious value of I'm a virgin, so I should be with a virgin. But virgins in a religious space, you're completely right. They would completely disagree with me because their faith tells them that they should sought out another virgin. But
I think that's
atheist
subjective
virgins or they all want
because
experience.
I grew up in church and I was a virgin until I was like what 18, 19, and I didn't care if I had a man that was experienced or not
Yeah,
because
that's what I was about to say.
because personally it has nothing to do with that. If I me personally, right, me,
Yeah.
I have to be mentally stimulated to even get to that point to even want to do anything with you. And
Okay.
I don't even care about your size. I'm a person that's
Yeah, of
like it's
course.
not about the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean because just because somebody got a big old penis, it don't mean that they know
Oh.
what they're doing with it. Just because somebody can touch on you. You know how many times one dude, right? My ex, this one man. I didn't get stimulated because of
Yeah, of
necessarily
course.
what he did. I got stimulated because of who he was to me at the time. You
Yeah,
know, so
yeah.
it's like it's subjective.
Arousal for women do not start in the bedroom. It starts in your mentality. It starts between conversation. It starts in how you basically subliminally show your affection towards her. So not necessarily always verbal, but physical things you do too, like holding the door open for her, being a gentleman, being gentle, or some women like it when you're more aggressive. But an inexperienced man's not going to be able to provide those things to you because they're not experienced in communication with women. They're not experienced in interactions with women. So they won't even be able to give you the sort of things you would need to get to become aroused. That's why I bet
That's why they
this.
make. That's why there's porn, bro.
Yeah,
Oh
but
And
God,
and
you
don't
shouldn't
even
be
start
and
watching
like
now.
porn
and
anyways. That just
I'm
makes you
saying,
insane.
I'm
Your
saying though,
porn is disgusting.
that's why there's like sex ed and there's classes and all that. And then again, if that person really likes you or whatever the case may be, they're gonna work with you. You get
Yeah,
me? Like they're gonna show you what they like.
yeah, but that doesn't disprove the fact that most virgin women want to
Zay, what
experience
the
pain,
hell, bro?
because most women in general want to experience pain.
The only
Yeah.
time women
I think you should change your verbiage to most virgins that you know, because
that's what's up.
I know some virgins that would
But are they
totally
religious?
disagree.
Are they religious?
No, no,
I
literally,
find that hard
I
to
could.
believe. Can they join the
What you
live?
watching,
What?
Zay?
Can they join the live?
Oh gosh, can they
I
join
just
the
find it hard
live?
to believe because not only does my personal experience not agree with you, but statistical data doesn't agree with you either.
Not even.
On a bounce of
Well,
probability, women are
I
attracted to
mean,
I
older
can
I
understand
could
that.
speak from experience. Like there was this girl that I was the advanced one, and the girl was the virgin, but she was like acting more advanced than me.
That's a
Like
good
she was
girl.
like, you know what I
That's a
mean?
good girl.
And I decided not to even take her virginity because I was the advanced one, and I didn't want no relationship. Like you said, it should have been like an intimate moment. You feel me? So
Yeah.
I could speak on like some people do be more advanced. Some people don't care. Like she said, people don't give a fuck.
I
People,
mean,
I mean, excuse my language. I ain't supposed to be
Nah, you're
cussing,
fine.
right?
It's going to bleep you anyway. We got auto bleep on. Welcome to
um,
the
All
conversation. Relax.
Hi, how y'all been?
We're
God
doing
bless
great.
you.
Hey, hey.
We'll be sure to
Hallelujah,
give
my
you a chance
brothers.
to.
How's
Hallelujah.
let
everybody
me
doing?
let me say
God
something
bless
real
the
quick.
right.
panel.
Go ahead, Zeb.
I can't
So
turn my camera on.
that's fine. That's
That's
fine.
fine.
That's fine.
No worries, no
Um,
pressure.
Oh, but I wanted to be on camera. I look so good.
Well, then turn your camera on.
I can't. I done got ready to hang out with y'all,
Why
and
can't
now
you
I can't
turn your
even be on
camera on?
camera. It says I don't have access to join with video.
Hold up.
Don't worry about it if you can't figure it out.
No,
I
I'll
done did
fix
my.
it.
I
Go
had my
ahead, Zeb.
little sister do my press
um,
ones.
they might have to do it. They don't. I'll say like you was saying earlier with the whole most women want somebody with experience. He's not saying that every single thing. He's just saying more like in general. Most women want somebody that has experience. The only time a woman that is a virgin don't care too much about somebody's experience is if they both plan to get married or they're both have the idea to know that the guy she's about to sleep with he also is a virgin too. And I wanted to talk about what she was saying with the whole some virgins are hypersexual. It's nothing wrong with them being like that, but when it comes to somebody that is a virgin, you have to figure out what are they holding their virginity for. If it's not for like marriage or like some
For
kind of
the Lord
religious,
Jesus
they're
Christ.
literally just holding it just to keep saying that they're virgin. Because most times once a girl loses it, unless she's gonna be serious with the person she gave her virginity to, she ends up either becoming a hoe or start catching a lot of bodies right after.
That's not really
Mm,
true.
wait
That's
a minute. Look,
speculation.
Yeah, relax.
what I
Relax. It's something on your end. It won't even let me invite you to put your camera
Oh,
on.
okay,
But go
hold
ahead.
on.
You could try disconnecting and rejoining, and it should allow you to
All right.
show your face.
Yeah, something on her end. But yeah,
Oh dang! I think. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your point, bro. I'll
yeah,
figure this out.
depending on the person. Most women just want somebody that has experience because they want to make sure that they're gonna get the best experience possible. If not, that's why virgins that lose their virginity are always losing somebody that has way more experience unless they marry the person.
What's your
I feel
topic?
like
Is this our only topic?
No, we're about to move on to the next question. Um. All right, Zach. I'm gonna start with you. Is there such a thing as a healthy hoe face?
A healthy whole face, no. There's
What?
no such thing as no healthy whole face. Any if if a woman is doing it, she's doing it for the worst reasons possible. If a man if a man is doing it, I guess if he wants to experience, it helps a man would experience way more than it helps a woman because the man that she's gonna take serious, depending on that individual, he won't he would care about her past and he will be able to see how promiscuous or how many people she's been with based off her character and the way she act.
How about you, Kilio?
um nah, there's no such thing as a healthy a healthy whole phase. Like I like having those words in the same sentence is wild. Whole phase and healthy is like null and void. Nah, there no, there's no such thing. It's all done for the wrong reasons. I'll even attest to my I like to call it a promiscuous phase, but it normally happens after your heart is broken. Men and women, your heart's broken. You develop a a numbness to sex, or you even try to numb yourself through sex so that you don't catch feelings because the last person you had sex with you gave all your feelings and intimacy to.
Don't you think the better option would have just be to heal from the person that hurt your heart instead of just going around sleeping with random men?
Of course, but guess what? Society and social media
Jackpot! Thanks for
has
the gifted. Go ahead. My bad.
has shown no, you're fine. Has shown that that's not the way to do things. And it also social media has encouraged people to actually be that way because it's looked at as it's almost attractive. I've known some dudes that they're like, oh, I like a hoe because she know how to do this and she freaky like this and whatever and oh yeah, I want to taste of that.
Sure
But
do.
then they try to make her a wife or they try to make him a husband and now we no
You can't make
offense,
a hoe
no
to a house
offense.
one.
You can, but no offense. Now we got men and women that's trying to cuff people up like Moneybag Yo Future, Sexy Red, Ice Spice. These are the women and men that
Why
are.
you ain't say Megan?
Oh, Megan too. Like, come on now. Like, people be praising and really like getting so encouraged by these people. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
look at her. She getting that nigga. She get or he getting her. They bad. They look like this, but they sleeping around with everybody.
I never really seen nobody salute or praise a woman for having a lot of bodies
True.
in my life.
True.
What? If you listen to Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red, Ice Spice, you're praising them. Look, that's all they music is about.
Nobody praised Megan Thee Stallion for messing with a lot of men. Everybody clown her for that.
Men will clown her for that, but really think about it. When she started, okay, she's gonna get clowned for it because she started the revolution in a way, right? You could even say Nicki Minaj even started it in a way, right? But
Yeah.
It's the way that they do it. Megan has literally. I can't even speak on Megan because it's like she's done and over with, in my opinion. I'm speaking more so on a standpoint of Sexy Red. Like
I mean,
Sexy
they praise
Red,
her for shaking ass and probably dancing. I don't think they praise her for being a hoe.
that's
The only person that
I
got
feel
praised
like
for
it go
that
hand in hand.
was Amber
It's
Rose
the
when she started the whole
lifestyle.
shit war.
Oh, right. It's the lifestyle. That's what the lifestyle brings. Like you
Mhm.
said, Amber Rose, right? All of them, they started all of that. Like it is praise because it's something that people will literally post on their social media. Like, yeah, I'm a f him and his man's too. And then if this happened, then I'm asleep with his father. Like people really be out here doing that.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you wrong about it. I'm just saying for the most part, it's more. Somebody, she's broadcasting the joint. For the most part, it's more people saying like, okay, there's situations where that was somewhat trying to be promoted, but the people that be promoting these things are not always that individual. Like Beyonce had a whole song called "All the Single Ladies," and she was married. So it's just women following and looking up to these. They looking up to all these women thinking that they should be like them, but don't have the exact same lifestyle as the person. Like Cardi B had the song "I don't cook or clean for my man," and then Offset had a recording of her cooking and cleaning. So
But
it's
that's
more
what I'm
on
saying.
women for
Social
looking up to these
media.
celebrities. If women are looking up to these celebrities and they're seeing that the stuff they're promoting is not matching their lifestyle and still thinking that's the right thing to follow, that's more on you guys than society or anything else. Because how can a stranger you barely know have that much control over your life? Because
Because it's social
it doesn't make
media.
any sense for Beyonce to make a song called "All the Single Ladies" while being married. That doesn't make any
I,
sense.
I mean,
She already
but
got
that's
grinded up on that.
yeah, and it's social media. It's just to get money, and
Mhm.
people are ignorant. People are very ignorant. Social media and technology.
It's the
When you're
matrix. It's
staring
part
at
of the
a
whole matrix.
that exactly when you're staring at a screen all day, you're having these frequencies and stuff being getting sent to your brain, and you dancing to it because it's a catchy beat. Sooner or later, that stuff is going to be in
Your
your
ass done.
spirit, and
Yeah,
then
once
you
it
don't
start. Yep.
even. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, I was listening to you. My fault. I apologize.
No, you got. I want to make sure people get to talk because I get to talk. I
No,
get to
I'm agreeing
talking.
with
Like
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but
you
I
then
said,
get to
once it.
talking.
discipline
Now I'm
too.
agreeing with you. Once they start dancing and all that, your ass done got possessed, and then boom, they that like you said, that shit get right into you and it's over. Everybody start getting consumed with the negative energy, and
Think
Well, how
about it,
about
like if
you?
you ever.
Well, how
Oh,
about
like
my
you,
bad.
bro?
madness.
Do you think there's anything do you think there's any such thing as a healthy hoe phase?
No, I just had this conversation with somebody. They try to say they gonna be a smart hoe. I said I ain't never
Absolutely
meet a smart
not.
hoe.
Absolutely not.
I ain't never met a smart hoe. But then
I
I
met
but
a
then I
smart
broke it
hoe
down. Then I
before.
broke it down to her. I broke it down to her. I said, nah, smart. I said you probably was a smart hoe because you dealt with them, them I said you dealt with probably old heads and dirty dudes. You feel me? I said you probably dealt with the people that's probably got names and all that, but you kept that shit real low. You ain't deal with too many of them. I said I said so you mainly got your rocks off with like dirty dudes and all that. So you probably was a smart hoe. You get me?
Yeah.
But there ain't never been no healthy hoe, a smart hoe, none of that.
How about you, relax? You think there's any such thing as a healthy hoe phase? Thanks for the 1,100 likes, yes sir.
Okay.
Go ahead, relax. I think her thing's crapping out. So I'm gonna move on to the next question. All right, Zach. Can someone with a wild past become a wife or husband material? So basically, that whole adage of turning a hoe into a housewife.
Yeah, I believe depending on what level of you are, you can turn a hoe to a housewife, but it really just depends on how much she respects you and which level of a hoe she is. Cause as bad as
Yep.
everybody talk about hoes, I think hoes, prostitutes, or any woman that's selling sex to men understand men way better than regular everyday women because it's their job to convince a man to either spend money, do the things that they're supposed to do, just so the man is doing the things she want to do. Cause like when you like think about it, when you think about it, um, the prostitutes that be sleeping with all these married men, knowing that they got a husband, the prostitute is giving a man something he probably rarely gets with his wife, as such as listening, hearing him out, making him feel like a man within that thing. Even though it's a whole illusion because she's doing it for the bread, but she's doing something probably his wife, maybe somebody else's girlfriend isn't willing to do, as far as freakiness, letting him pretty much do anything he want. Now, there are certain things that can get in the way. Like if the girl's like a overall just promiscuous as an individual, as far as even if she quote unquote love this man, she's still gonna be with other men. Then you can't really turn her to a wife. And then sometimes the same can be said for men, but for some men too, because some men probably even haven't even been in that role of being a leader to be able to know like, okay, I have to do this when I'm with this individual. Some men don't know how to lead. So he probably been with so many other women. His brain is so normalized being with another woman, he probably struggles to deal with just one person because he probably get bored and want to leave her.
True.
So I think it can really go both ways. It really just depends on both individuals that's either trying to make the marriage work. Most marriages fail because they hear a lot of outside noise. They're comparing their relationship to what they see on social media or other people's relationships. So like depending on the individual, it can work. I believe you can turn a hoe to a housewife. I don't recommend it because it's probably a lot of a lot of things you have to do just to make it work. But I believe it is possible, depending on the individual and the leader.
How about you, Kelia? You think you could turn a hoe into a housewife?
Um,
Or in this situation, it would be a F boy into a housewife or a house husband?
um, I don't think I can turn or somebody can turn anybody into something that they don't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if the hoe want to be a wife, then she gonna do wifely things. If the man want to be a husband, he gonna do husbandly things. So
So you're
I
like,
ain't because I ain't turning no. What would it be instead of turn? I ain't turning nobody in. You gotta want to turn yourself in.
how about you, bro? You think you could turn a hoe into a housewife?
It been done.
He said it's been done.
Yeah, I think I
Sorry, nah.
gotta. I think I gotta agree with Big over here. Like, if
Nah,
you
but
a
I feel like
hoe,
everybody have a moment though in your life. But yeah, you can do it if you want
yeah,
to.
like everybody got
What
the
you doing?
pass, but if your pass was being a hoe, yeah, you got to go. You got to go. You got to go. I'm not
I
taking
got a
nothing you
question.
say at face value, especially if you're one of those hoes that cheated before,
I hate a
because
lying hoe. Like
that's
you can't be a lying hoe. Like if you up front and all that, then I could keep it all the way a buck with you. Then, like I said,
exactly,
everybody got a moment. So if you are
yeah,
upfront, honest hoe, then you gonna be we gonna kick it. You know, we might go out, have fun,
yeah,
take pictures and all that. But I don't see nothing further than that after our time is up. You know, after
yeah,
it
because
gets
there just
boring.
can't be. There can't be because people say people want to change, but they're only changing while the good is going good. Once things start going bad, they're gonna go back to their problem solving habits. Which, when it comes to hoes, their problem solving
Bingo.
habits tend to be either replacing you or cheating on you. So
Yeah,
unless
trying
you
to
want to
get
be
you mad. They fuck
replaced
around, and get
or
you hurt.
cheated on, I don't see why you would
Yeah,
ever
they
turn a
get you
hoe into
hurt.
a
Yeah,
housewife.
yeah, they get you hurt.
Can I
Exactly.
ask a question?
Go ahead.
Ask
Don't
it.
do it.
what what is your definition of a hoe?
Someone that has more than one body.
Yo, you is childish.
That's
No,
just
for
that's.
real. Like
I'm
you
the
are
only one that think that way here,
insane.
though.
Like
I'm the only
what?
one that think that way here, though.
You said more than one body, and so you're a hoe.
Yeah,
He right.
I am. I
He
was.
thought the logic was going to
I
change.
was a
You
hoe.
know you can't say you was a hoe.
I
You
wait,
are
wait,
a
wait,
hoe.
wait. I believe that a woman can change a fuck boy into a husband. Actually, I recommend that a woman go for a fuck boy and change him into a husband. She's gonna
That
get
is
her
so
most.
much
She's
work.
gonna get her most happiness out of a boy that wants to be loyal. She's gonna get the most happiness out of a boy that wants to be loyal. She's not gonna get the same amount of happiness out of a born dork that doesn't want to be loyal all the time, but he's putting her on a pedestal and praising her like a goddess. Women don't like that shit. Women want a
Oh
man that can fall
gosh.
into his masculine, and an inexperienced man can't fall into his masculine. So yeah, I
I
think
beg to differ. I've seen a virgin male be better than any of these dudes out
they could
here.
be
And
financially stable, but
no,
without
he will whoop you in the name of the Lord too. He got hands and a Bible. Not absolutely not. And he's a virgin? No. I have seen it with my own eyes.
well, I ain't gonna argue if anybody can whoop me or not whoop me because I never met the dude. But I will say one thing:
Not you,
I
but
I, I find it hard to believe an inexperienced man that hasn't had enough interactions with women can make a woman happy. That's why inexperienced men get cheated on 80% of the time because they're just not
mm,
exciting. They're boring. Women get bored.
So you just
dang.
gotta find a
And it
woman that's
only takes
born
one
with
night
you.
for an interesting man to be funner than you. It only takes
To
one
find a
night for an
woman that's
interesting
born
man to
with
take
you,
your
right?
girl. It only takes one, especially if you're born. It only takes one interaction. A man that really
If you
knows how to
if
communicate
you
with women is gonna incite different types of emotions, feelings, and senses of arousal in her that she's not even used to because on her day-to-day basis she's used to boring. She's used to not being aroused. She's used to not being excited. She's used to having no danger in her life.
But see, the question was what what do we consider a hoe?
So yeah, like I said, it's just mine's is a crazy take, but I'm sure Zay
You
and
said
my
more
girl
than
over here will
more
have
than
more
one
reasonable
body.
takes.
more than one
I
body.
wasn't trolling. I truly believe that.
Zay, what you say?
I think I think it really just depends on how she carry herself, because we won't know how many people she had sex with, but
What is a hoe ass nigga though?
a whole
Like,
ass
I'm
nigga.
my bad. Excuse me. I'm acting up.
Now you're fine. It's gonna bleep you.
Nah,
Like, let's define both of them for.
there's two different types of whole ass. There's like a whole ass that just be with like women and shit, and there's a whole ass who do like shit or do female stuff.
Yeah. Now
Yeah,
we're
I'd
gonna
But
say a
talk
whole
about.
ass is a guy with poor character. It's not a guy that
yeah,
fucks a lot of girls.
yeah. I mean,
There you go.
when it comes to like a girl, when it comes to way a girl being a hoe, like I think it really just depends on how she carry herself. Like a lot of people like saying stuff like, "Oh, it's just social media. Like don't take it stuff serious." Anytime I see any bitch saying just sexual shit on social media just for laughs, I already think she a hoe. Cause what's so funny about you pretending to be something you're not? So I already think you're a hoe because you're pretending to be this way. So I think that's what you are. I take people for at face value and like the things that they do.
Yeah.
I believe like body count, a girl's attitude, the way she treat men, and then
Do you feel as
for the
though
most part the way she carry herself.
do you feel as though hoes could rebrand themselves?
I think they can. I think they can depending on like what's the reason behind it. Like I've met a few people that like that wanted to like change and stuff like that, but sometimes sometimes they only changing just to be with a certain individual or just to get a certain title. Like I think a lot of guys say they don't want hoes, but they still want a hoe in the bedroom. But it's the stuff she do outside the bedroom that make most people don't want to be with that girl.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing wrong
Right.
with being freaky with a man and stuff like that, but if you still talking like this and everybody I know or you know knows how sexual you can get or how freaky you can get, that's whole behavior and that's like embarrassing a man. I think that's why most men don't be proud to be with like a hoe and shit. Like I've ran I've ran trains on certain girls and shit like that, and I was like cool with certain guys that wanted to take these girls serious. And I tried to like ask them like, what after all these guys ran through her, why you think you want to change her behavior? A lot of guys that be about to
Mm.
settle down with these hoes, they be thinking, oh my gosh, she's so cool. I can change her, I can save her. They want to be like, oh, some Captain Save a hoe. And it just don't really make sense because in that moment, she wanted to have sex with all the guys that was there. So you doing some shit, it's like messing with her mind. Like it's going against like what she wanted to do. Like I know
Some
we
people
had this
don't know no
one.
better.
What you say?
Some people like like some people got troubled childhoods and they don't know no better. And then like this what I mean by like rebranding. Like say like she was a young girl, she was had a troubled childhood that made her do hoish things because she didn't have like that mother figure or that father figure, and then she turned around, got herself, she started found out who she was as a person, and she decided like, what, that's not who I was, no, that's not who I am, that's who I was because I was a young girl that didn't know no better. So I decided, so now I done, went to school, got, just rebranded her whole self, and she's not even like that no more completely. There's people that's like that.
Yeah, yeah. I've met a few girls like that. I don't think there's anything wrong if you want to rebrand yourself. The only thing my only issue I have with people that want to rebrand yourself or be this whole new individual. Don't be ashamed of all the things that you
Of who
did.
you
Not saying
was.
that you gotta be proud that you had sex with all these people, but
Yeah,
don't like make it seem like it didn't happen. Cause like I've
right.
talked to certain girls and like I try to like break it down to them that like it's certain things like I know you for like what you showed me, but if I find out you did this or you did that XYZ, as confident and secure I am with myself, it will be hard for me to still be with you, knowing you hid this part of your past from me. Because not only am I gonna look at you as a liar, I'm gonna think what there's things that I can't that I won't know if this is the real you or not because you was ashamed of some stuff you did and you didn't even want to let me know that this is the kind of past you had. Like I had a girl that like told me, oh, her ex boyfriend, he convinced her to get a train ran on her. I just hung up the phone. Like my whole like perception of how she was changed because it's like yo, like I didn't think you was that kind of girl. And it's not even just like the trauma and other things ruined her. It's more like the fact that you was in it and you think telling me was gonna make me like, oh my gosh, she's so real. Like this gonna make our bond so much stronger. It just made it worse. Like I've told a lot of girls I've been with, like if I found you had a train ran on you, there's videos of you and all this other kind of stuff. Even if it's your ex and he's posting this, I just think it's crazy that I can see you with other men. Like I don't think I'm strong enough for it. I'm just not strong
Yeah.
enough for it. So I think it's nothing wrong with rebranding yourself. I think you just have to stand on like who you are as an individual. A lot of girls be ashamed of their past, but it's like that's something you wanted to do back then. Why are you ashamed of what you did? You can acknowledge that it was something wrong, but you can't say this is not who I am or this is who I was. That's still you. There's still parts of that in you. Cause depending on cause there's certain girls they'll have sex with you, but they won't even give their 100%. Cause if they show you certain things they think you gonna think they a hoe. I already think you a hoe. Just show me what you gonna do, and then we could go from there. But a lot of times, like people like the girl, like she was saying, social media and other people, there's so much that like the way they portray women, women think it's wrong to do certain things. I don't think it's anything wrong with it. It just depends on the level of what you doing. You don't gotta not show me some of your hoish ways. Like, depending on how
It's
much I
messed
mess
up
with
that
you, that would
it's
determine
messed up
how
that it's
long
heavy
we're
in
gonna
our
be
culture.
talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to
It's
continue
messed
this
up that it's heavy in our culture.
so to
My bad, go
continue
ahead.
this conversation, should people disclose their body count, Zach?
I don't want to know it. I don't want no girl to like tell me. Like, I probably been with the last 5 or 6 girls that I was with. I didn't know their body count. I don't think I need to know it. I just tell them. I just hope you don't got no video out there that's gonna eventually get exposed. I hope it's not guys that know some shit I don't know about you. As long as that kind of stuff is not on a girl's jacket, I'm cool. Because like as much as guys don't want a girl to have a certain past, I know I'm not her first boyfriend. I know you're not a virgin. So don't act like it with me. Like certain girls, they try to like not show you this part of them. I want you to show me this part. Cause I like hoes depending on what level of a hoe you are. Like I was never with a guy, oh, she's the biggest hoe in high school. I'm not gonna date her. I still want to hit, but that's it.
How about you, Keelio? You think people should disclose their body count before entering a relationship with you?
Only if asked. Just be honest. You don't have to lie. Because, like you said, if there's videos out there, and I ain't gonna put it past nobody. Some people do be having videos and stuff like that because they just wanna be freaky like that. Oh, I'm gonna record him doing this, and I'm gonna record her doing that. And then if you lie about it and it come out, then that's on you. So I say just if asked, tell the truth.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think I'd take it a step further, and I think I'd say it's mandatory for a woman to share her body count with you, and there should be verifiable evidence behind it.
I don't need that evidence. I'll be like,
Verifiable
yo, I
evidence is
mess with him.
crazy.
Like now, every time you go past them, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
It is.
I don't want to be thinking, oh, yo, he had it like that. Like that's what my
I
mind
would
gonna
never
go.
think like that.
So I'm not
'cause
actually, yo, tell me every single guy you had sex with. And I want to know what they look like. I don't need to know that information.
I would
Nobody needs to know
I
that
don't need to
information.
know that. I don't need to know that.
See,
He
I
needs to
too
know
don't
that for
need to
some
know that.
reason. That's
I
who
need
he
to know it
is.
for two reasons. One, I need to
Yo,
know it because I'm not cuffing you if you have more than one body. And two, I need to know it because I need to know
that's
what
not real.
category you falling into. If you too much of a hoe, I can't put you on my roster. But if you a reasonable hoe, I can put you on my
What's
roster.
reasonable? What's reasonable?
I have so many questions for you, bro.
When
I
I
have
was single, I
Yeah,
had a
so
roster.
many
When I'm taken,
questions.
I'm
yeah.
completely loyal. But reasonable for me to answer your question, Zay. I'd say a woman that has below 10 bodies, she can be on my roster while I'm single. But she has more than one body, she can't be in a relationship with me. I can have fun with her, and I'm transparent about it too. I'll tell her
Like, you
Who
this
just
is
know
are
what
your
it
value,
is.
you?
huh? You just know your value. You just like,
I be reasonable with
like,
them too. Like
I'm
I'm a
like, who
transparent, I'm an
is
honest
he?
person. I
like.
don't bullshit them. I just be like, listen, this is what you are to me, and you'll never be more than that. If you're okay with that, we can kick it. If you're not, then you can kick rocks.
I we one day we gonna flip this around and you gonna come on mine because I got some questions
Go
for
ahead, you can
you.
ask your questions now,
I
but I'll still come on yours. I'll still come on yours, but you can ask your questions now.
Now I gotta have some calculated questions because you giving calculated answers,
That's just
and
how I talk.
I got you. Hey, I ain't mad at it, but I'm definitely I'm like I haven't gone to school, but side note, right? Side part, just to let you in on me real quick. I'm a very definition type of person. I read books, I read dictionaries,
Yeah,
thesauruses and stuff like that. So I'm very intrigued by a person's way of thinking and stuff like that. Environments, a person, all of that. So it's just nice to see if that makes sense.
yeah. How about you, bro?
Yeah.
You think body count should be disclosed before you enter a relationship with somebody?
Nah, I just need to know the certain people. Like if I don't care about no body count for real, as long as it's just not outrageous and it's not like a whole group of people. Like if it's not like the background I come from. So if it's not like if you ain't sleeping with everybody on the block and all that, you know what I mean? Like I don't
Yeah,
really care. So like you feel me? Like
yeah,
if
yeah.
you
I
slept
get
with a
you.
couple people on the block, it's like like so it's like it just depends. Like I don't care about your body count as long as it's just not outrageous. But at the end of the day, I'm not. That's not gonna be the first thing I asked you.
Yeah.
I asked you. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Okay.
I'm okay with it if it's just not older than me. If it's the number not higher than my age, so I'm cool. Like
Okay.
you
So
feel
if
me?
this is the case for everybody, here's my next question: why are men praised for sleeping around while women are criticized? If it ain't that big a deal.
That's not true.
I didn't say it's not a big a deal.
Oh, because women be getting criticized crazy for being hoes, but
That's
men
not
they get
true.
praised.
I mean,
What'd you
No,
say?
that's not true. We might get praised amongst each other like it's cool, but we know it ain't. We know it
Nah,
ain't
you even
cool.
get praised in the female
nah, it's
in the
cool.
female community.
Everybody. The only
If
time
you can fuck a lot of girls, more girls want you.
a girl say it's not cool is when they don't have the man that has that high body count. Like any girl that be around with somebody like Chris Brown, Usher,
Exactly.
they're not about to ask Chris Brown how many bodies you got. No girl, no, they don't do that. They don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all those high earning, high profile men, they got body counts over 100. These girls don't care. These girls do not care.
Not even just that.
And a lot of them have STDs and it's known, and they still don't care.
Not even just that. Like men they do get praised by each other and stuff like that. But the women that are frowning upon that, they're mad because they're part of that number.
Yup.
But see, once you get grown and like you're like, I'm not saying y'all not nobody grown here, but once you like your brain develop and get mature, you realize that females is just like us, and it's just like
Nah.
people gonna do what they do, and it's how you do it that matters.
No, that last part was true, but my brain, I could be 50 years old. I'm never gonna think a woman is just like me as far as sex. Like that whole
Not that. I'm
women
talking
want
about
sex
you
just as
saying like,
bad as we do. They only want to have sex with the man they like or the man they want to be with. A man want to fuck. He want variety. He want to mess with more than not just his girl. He want to mess with other people too. Girls, there's very few girls that's like that, want to mess with their men and other men. Because when a girl's in love with you, she only want to mess with you. If she still has desires to be with other men, she's a hoe.
I think I think y'all need to take a little trip to Twitter because I I know somebody
What's their
that
name?
I'm not telling you because
Now,
that's
well,
I'm
you
not
know them.
telling you.
Everybody always say, "I
I
know
do.
somebody." I
I
know
can't.
that's
I
an
can't do that
anecdotal
because.
experience. You
But
can't
that
pick a
would
one
be
person to justify a whole argument.
True, because, like,
listen
from our
when because
perspective,
the
from our
reason why
per-
I'm saying that
sorry.
I know them is because it's a personal relationship that I have with them. So I can't give you their stuff. That would be
Is it a
exploitation.
girl?
It is a girl,
How many girls
but
you know like her? Do you know 20 or 50 girls just like her?
not personally, but based off of her accounts. And like I said, I'm the type of person I will play FBI so quick, and I like statistics. I like doing numbers and stuff like that too. So based off of what she says and what she's reposting, I'm seeing these sexually promiscuous women, they are literally saying stuff like, "Oh yeah, I forgot what the word is, what the words for it, but it's like when they're in a relationship with a man and they want their man to tell other men about her so they can try her out." And
That's
then
called being
there's
a cuck
also
or being polyamorous.
Those
right,
are
right.
special cases. Those are special cases. That's what I was talking about earlier. With there's certain girls that have some traits, but all that's from trauma, depression, anxiety. All that stuff falls in that category. There's not really that many girls that are like that because those girls are still they're pretending to be like a man. Like the girls say, "Oh, we're equal. I can do what you do." But then if you tell a girl, "All right, I want to have sex with her, and all these other girls. Are you going to have sex with everybody in this bar?" The girl would say no. Girl, even girls that sleep around, they have standards. Even a girl that was a hoe in high school, she didn't fuck. Oh my bad. She didn't have sex with the dorks, the geeks, and all that. She still had sex with the football players, the rappers, the
What?
hood. It's like the girls that give their body up, they still have a standard. I'm I'm on
Oh,
there's guys, and I'll even include myself. I had sex with people I'm ashamed to show anybody what that girl looked like. There's not that many girls that's doing stuff like that. They probably
why
got
you shouldn't
one,
have had
two.
sex with
There's
her?
probably a few girls that dated or had sex with some fat guys or some real ugly girl for real ugly
Nah,
guys.
yeah,
But it's not as large
nah.
as a man would be because
Mm.
women hold the key to sex and men hold the key to relationships. A girl can have sex with anybody.
that's true.
Girls don't be walking to bars. Yo, who would have sex? And then if everybody say yeah, and she runs through all those people, most girls not doing something like that. So
You'd be surprised. Also, too, I want to point out.
I won't be surprised because it's not that many of them. That's why I said it's a small percentage of girls that try to pretend like they're men and try to do stuff with other men. But most of those girls, they only do it for a short period of time. They can't do it for that long. All that soul tie ends up messing with their brain. They have too many men spirits in their brain and their body. There's somebody that they're not even the same person anymore.
I gotta
But
completely
that's why. That's why
agree
they
with
do it.
Zogod. The numbers just don't match up. Even when it comes to polyamorous relationships or open relationships or the relationships that are more inclined to do these sort of things, there's such a small minority of the bigger problem. They're just such a small minority. The amount of women that want to be out here having sport sex, they're such a small minority. Most women, they have sex off of conditions. They need to get some benefit from the sex. For men, the benefit from the sex is just having sex. For women, they need more benefits. They need a man with money. They need a man exciting. They need a hood dude that makes them feel protected or makes them feel some sort of danger or excitement. There's always a condition. Women aren't just having sex with men for fun.
Yeah, like
But go ahead, bro. I see you want to
All
touch
right.
on.
Let's see. Look. All right. So, question was, why do men get praised for having sex with more women and women don't get praised for it? We don't know what them women be talking about behind closed doors. They could be talking like they could be doing what we doing behind closed doors. Like, oh,
True.
yo, bro, I hit that, bro. You need to get that, da 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 da. She probably like, yo, that shit. You know what I mean? I had a
But
girl
they're
tell me they
but
do
they're
that.
doing it
You feel
behind
me?
closed
Like
doors
females
because
do
it's
that.
not praised. They're doing it behind closed
You
doors
don't
because
know if
it's
they
not praised.
praising each other like, oh, you hit
I'll go
that?
out in public
Oh,
and
you hit
say I
Vel? You
smashed
don't
this
know if they
many
sitting there
chicks.
saying, oh, you hit Buddha. Oh, you don't know, nigga. They sitting there saying, oh, you hit Zay? Oh, you hit Buddha? Oh, you hit Vel? Oh,
Yeah, but they
yo,
do it
I
behind
wanted
closed
some of that.
doors.
I wanted some of that, girl. Da 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 da. You don't know what they talking about.
They do, but it's behind closed doors. It's not public because
Exactly.
it's unpraisable. Most people will look at them and be like, "Why are you bragging about being a hoe?"
That's why you just gotta be comfortable with yourself. Nah. But then, all right.
I
So if men
think.
do that
Oh, my
though,
bad.
but if we do that, right? We be. I mean, we look people. So all right. Let's act. All right. I'm gonna say, bro.
I'm giving it
You
that.
ever you ever looked at one of your boys and be like, all right, bro, like that shit ain't cool though.
Nah.
Like they
Not
sitting there
really.
being like, yo, yeah, yo, yeah, yo, and you be like, nah, like, all right.
It depends. When it comes to sex, I don't put myself in my homeboy's business. He can do whatever he wants with his dick.
No, I'm saying though, when we sitting there praising like my boys, I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't know.
Nah, when your bro smashing a bunch of attractive women, that's the most praiseworthy moment ever. Especially if
Yeah,
they bad. Hell
but it's
yeah.
like you, but
Cause he doing
it's like
something
you
I
beating
don't
on a
know.
dead horse now. But then once it starts to be like, are you beating on a dead horse?
Not like eventually.
It does become bragging at some point. But most of the time, if you really mess with your boy and he out here smashing a bunch of attractive women, you gonna give him his props.
And
But then
it's
it's
really
yeah.
more just become repetitive because if you already know the person's doing it, then like yeah, like all right, let's do it. Like just think of both genders like when a baby first learn how when a toddler first be able to walk, you get like a praise for it. Now just think of when you see an adult just walking around, it's like this is something that's normal. Like the women that are having sex with a lot of men, they're having a lot of sex with the small amount of men that are able, that are attractive, that have these certain qualities that make them want to be with them. Even if you take somebody like Future, I think he has like 2 or 3 like baby mothers and stuff. Most of the men that be having all these body counts, like most times they have more than just one baby mom. So that's one man having 2 other women that he having sex with that's linked up to him. Like when it comes to like a woman, like maybe like what you're saying is true. We don't know if they're having these conversations the same way guys are. I believe they are having these conversations. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it's more you'll hear older guys praising younger guys at a small age about a woman. Like you'll hear, oh my god, like you got all these like you think
Nah, I
about like
feel you.
daycare or kindergarten. Look at all your girlfriends and stuff like that. That's not a conversation you'll hear a man or a woman say to a little girl in that same position. Like, oh, look at all your boyfriends and stuff like that. Stuff like that is always frowned upon. they look at women will praise other women as far as look at all the men that you're using.
Look how
They're
many
Yeah,
rich
yeah,
men
yeah,
you could
yup.
attract.
yeah, like
Yeah, yeah,
you're getting this
yeah.
ring and they're doing this stuff for you. I don't really know nobody that told a woman, "Oh, you having sex with all these guys?" Like, and she getting nothing from it other than sex. Nobody praise that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
I think it
They
really.
Nah,
praise a
nah,
man
right.
because they know what you have to do to attract a woman. You'll hear a lot of people do some hate and shit. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you having sex with all these women, you ain't doing nothing for them." They hate that you able how easy it is for you to get. And women's minds are so corrupted because they believe that we're so equal that since she likes me, she thinks I can get all these other girls because based off the way she sees me. Like you'll date a girl and they'll be like, oh my god, like I don't want you doing this and I don't want you doing that because the way she sees you rather than or the way every other girl see you. Like he was saying earlier, when you have a girlfriend, you could get way more girls than when you're single because girls are just followers by nature. Oh my god, like what does he have that I what is she doing that I don't have? There's a girl that could not like this nigga and then if he attracts or he's with an attractive girl, this other girl would just want to sleep with him just to figure out what is he doing to get her.
Exactly.
That's not something like
No,
they're the
right.
guys that do that, that get for the like that hate like that, they're just doing women behavior.
Yeah, it really boils down to just this. Like, if I go up to a dude that let's say he's not really a friend, but he's more of an acquaintance. We're not really cool like that, and I tell him I smashed all these bad joints. He's gonna give me props. If a female goes up to a girl that they're not really cool with, and she start bragging about all the dudes she's smashing, rumors are going to get spread about her that she's a hoe.
And being called a hoe is one of the biggest insults women go to when they're arguing with a female. I never heard a guy tell another guy, "You a hoe? You be having all these women." Like the guys that be doing that be either doing shit or they trying to get that guy's girl by exposing that information. When a girl argues with another girl, the first thing she'll talk about her body count, how dirty she is, no other ways to insult her.
Yeah, and it all has to do with her promiscuity.
So it's not even just like it only happens during closed doors. Like unless you want to talk about like Sexy Red and Cardi B and these people like that, like these rare case scenarios of people, those the only times when you might praise it. But everybody would say, yeah, I'll have sex with this person. Like you'll hear more guys with a larger past get into a serious committed relationship more than you'll hear about a hoe having a whole background and then a man taking them serious. Everybody calls them simps. The good guys finish last. That's how you have all these terms and stuff that gets formed because everybody know like, yo, she was a hoe in high school. She did X, Y, and Z. This is like the girl that you with. She represents you, and she's supposed to show the world how good of a man you are. If you know that you're with a woman like this, nobody will even want to respect you. I know I'm not respecting some. If I seen your girl's OnlyFans or I seen her doing X, Y, and Z stuff, there's no reason to support her. If you want like a better example, just look at somebody like Adam 22. He watched his girl or he allowed his girl to have sex with a porn star, and it went viral and all this other kind of stuff. People clown him.
Moving forward, Mr. 22.
Oh, Mr. 22.
You wanna know what I think is funny though?
Go ahead.
There wouldn't be no hoes, women hoes, if men didn't sleep with them.
True.
Cause that's the only way that they become a hoe. And then to like back on the question, I am a believer of Jesus Christ. However, the Bible, people will like challenge this and argue this. In the Bible, it is seen that men have multiple women or multiple wives,
They do.
right? And some of the men in the stories, they have a wife who they love, but she's barren, meaning she can't have children. So then he gets with another woman to have his children, and then have the form of multiple wives.
Yeah.
I have to do more studying and stuff on that because so far my studying is like it's just showing me that there's nothing specifically saying, but I like to argue the fact that it says when a man when a man and a woman leave their mother and father, he has a wife, a husband. It's not plural.
Yeah.
But back to it, it's I feel like it's such a slippery slope with stuff like this because social media. I will always attest that social media plays a big effect in this because it's something that has been normalized even in the 90s. 90s music and 90s movies portray the woman, a black woman specifically, being praised for having men, like, yes, using them, but also having sex with them and using them.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, if I give him a little bit of coochie, I can, my coochie is power. Like what Kendrick say, like it holds a lot of power because if
It's
I give
only
if I
powerful
give
if you
this cookie to
withhold it, though.
you,
The power
it
is in
ain't
withholding
power if
it.
you withhold it. If you got some good, if you know what you're doing with it, you back in the 90s, because that's what was portrayed. If you know how to have sex with a man and you know how to please him, you can
Buddha,
get anything that you want out of him.
Buddha, you
True.
know, you gotta
Anything.
But
ask your
men know
mom.
that you're not the only woman with good poom poom.
Even in the 90s,
Absolutely not.
only a small amount of people that was doing that stuff too. The biggest one was people like Pinky, that was a corn star. No, that was a corn star. And then you have people like Little Kim. There was a few other
Not
people that
even
did
just
that, but back in the 90s, they was big on one girl having a lot of kids by this one man. And that her, the way she was as a woman, all the cheating and her staying in her woman frame will make the man feel bad about how he's treating her, which will make this man change. It only
True.
became a lot worse in today's time because now it's little girls seeing somebody like Sexy Red and all these other people dance and shake ass and do some other kind of stuff. Back then, a few more women would slap a little girl in the mouth for doing these kind of behaviors, and they would talk down on these little girls for acting these ways.
So with all
in
that being
some in
said,
some parts, yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
oh yeah. So with all that being said, in the consensus, I feel like the consensus right now is that our generation's filled with a bunch of hoes. So with all that being said, do you think marriage is still a
Yeah,
smart idea in 2026?
yeah. I don't think I still don't. I don't really believe all the stuff that most people subscribe to when it comes to like marriage because, like I was saying earlier with relationships, it really just depends on the person that's leading it and the two people that's in this relationship. Marriage is only looked down upon because you hear a lot of people get married, they be married for a little bit, the guy get a divorce, he loses everything, and like that's just a risk that comes with like marriage. A lot of people don't like marriage because the government's in it and everything you can lose when a relationship is over. So a lot of people rather get married a different way or not be on paper. So I think marriage is still possible. It just depends on how you lead in this woman because what I believe, whether you get cheated on, mistreated, or anything that happens in a relationship, I blame a man, even if it's 100% the woman's fault. Because if the woman cheated on you and she was doing all these wild things, how you couldn't notice that she was doing all this stuff to you, and it took to the point where she has to leave you to realize how much of a terrible woman this person was. The same when it comes to like toxic females and stuff like that. I've dealt with like a lot of toxic women and stuff, and I stopped blaming her and started saying what is wrong with me that I'm allowing this toxic person to be in my life. Like I've been with like that destroyed my TV, um, burnt and poured oil on my clothes, broke my window in my
Jesus.
house. 'Cause I lived on the first floor. Like jumped out of my car while I was driving, made a big scene at the job. All of that stuff is my fault because why am I with a toxic person that has all this trauma? What is she doing for me that's making me stay? The more times you be with like a toxic person or a person that's bad for you, anytime you tell somebody about a toxic person, they would tell you how bad it is, and sometimes it takes hearing it out loud how bad you really got. But based on the way you love and what kind of toxic person you are, you might start defending the terrible things that she's doing to you just based off the trauma bonding you guys been doing together. So I don't think there's anything wrong with marriage. I think marriage still comes with that risk and stuff, but you just have to know, or you're not gonna know everything, but you have to make some kind of exception. assumption and what kind of educational guess you could make on this individual to know where this relationship is gonna go. Because anybody that's crazy toxic, it don't take 6 years or 8 years or months and years to figure it out. The person always shows you very little details of how they are. They'll give you a little crumb of it, and then once they see that you let that slide, they'll show you the whole thing. And because nothing goes from nothing on this world go from 0 to 100 like that in a second.
How about you, Keelio? You think marriage is still an option in 2026?
I think it's an option. um, I think it's important to understand what marriage really is, and if it's even at a capacity for somebody to be able to handle, because marriage is a very big responsibility. um Even from a religious standpoint, like Zay was saying, the man, he is the head of the household, he is the leader, and his job is to love his wife. So yeah, if she, I ain't gonna lie, my bad, bro. Damn, like golly, but if she doing all of that and stuff like that, even vice versa with a man, having sex before marriage, that plays a big part, and that's also why I think marriages in today's time, it doesn't seem likely in today's time, because a lot of people want to have sex before the marriage. They're not willing to wait and stuff like that. I do think it's possible, though. I hold on to the hope for some. I've seen some people. What's his name? Aries and DDG, little sister. They just got married and stuff like that. So I look at that as God need to be the foundation for a relationship to really work out. Or I put it this way, y'all both need to believe in the same things. When you get married, you need to make sure that is a whole person joining together with another whole person and y'all becoming one.
Okay. How about you, bro? You think marriage is still an option in 2026?
Yeah, I think it is. I think you just need to know who you're dealing with, and the only time and the only way you're gonna figure that out is by time. So I feel like you just don't rush it,
Yeah,
and like she said,
yeah, I
God.
feel. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Now go ahead. I'm eating. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I think marriage is still an option in 2026. I don't think you should do it legally, but I think there's nothing wrong with having a big ceremony where you profess your love to another individual in front of a room full of your peers. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. But I feel like the issue comes from when people do it legally, they're setting themselves up for failure. 80% of marriages fail. They're alarmingly, divorces are alarmingly initiated by women. Any man that wants to get married in 2026 that's doing it legally, they're setting themselves up for failure, especially if they're a successful man with something to be taken from them. So I'd say if you want to get married, at least in 2026, just do it through a ceremony. It's the exact same thing. You don't need a sign on a paper. You don't need that little bit of tax deductible they give you because it's not shit. And you don't need the little bit of benefit you get with the health system because that's not shit either. You can easily still set your person up as your emergency contact without them being your. There's really not that many benefits, huh?
No, I was laughing because I agree.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
marriage and
and
stuff
women should
wasn't.
protect themselves too, because no matter
Yeah,
how unlikely it is in society, men can still take from women after a divorce too. It's unlikely. It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens. Everybody out there, you don't need a piece of paper to profess your love. If you want to do a marriage, just do a ceremony. That way, when she leaves, she's responsible for herself, and when you leave, you're responsible for yourself. There's no, okay, now you gotta pay for a whole nother person's life that you don't even have a child with. Now, I do agree, if you have children with somebody, then y'all are always going to be responsible for each other because y'all are attached by a child. But if you just in a marriage with somebody else, haven't had children yet, and you found out that this person isn't good for you, you shouldn't be destroyed by a no fault divorce just because that woman wants to take something on her way out or that man wants to take something on his way out. That's at least how I feel
I
about it.
do. I agree with that. Because even from a religious standpoint, marriage was never a piece of paper. It was never the ring. It was never the dress. The walking down the aisle. It was you getting married because you want to spend the rest of your life with this person in sickness and or health, for richer for poor, things like that. And when, like you said, when you tie the legal system into it, it gets more complicated. You can make your own agreement and have somebody sign it and somebody be a witness that yes, these two people decided to get married. Just have that third person that you want to have a ceremony. You don't got to go through the court or nothing like that. Just have your signature, the wife's signature, the husband's signature, the priest or and the witness or whatever, and call it a day. You keep that for your own records in case something does legally happen or whatever. But going through America's law system of getting married, a complete scam. A
Yeah.
complete scam.
And I'd say the only caveat I'll give is if you're a man that forces your woman to be a stay-at-home mom because you have a certain level of success and then you decide to divorce her, I believe she deserves the house, the car, and the
Damn.
savings account. The house, the car, and the savings account so that she can get on her feet. Past that,
Uh,
you leave with your skill set and your ability to build a new life for yourself. I just feel
because you
like
can
that's
do it
fair
like that.
because you forced her to put herself in a vulnerable position where she won't be able to provide for herself moving forward, at least for a little while until she could get back on her feet. Plus, as a man, you shouldn't want to take the house from the woman you love, take the car from the woman you love, or take the savings account because you had that savings account so that you and her could be good. It wasn't for you. Most men, when they're saving towards a goal. They're not saving, okay, just they'll save 3 months for an emergency fund, but they're not saving for like, okay, this is for a big vacation. This is for marriage in the future. This is for our child's college fund. You know what I'm saying? Unless a man has a child already, he's not doing those things before he meets that woman he feel like he'll have a future with. Go ahead, bro.
Hold on though. Unless she was a smart hoe.
Unless she was a smart hoe, yeah. But see, then that's your fault.
She would have
as a man.
saved some
You
bread.
that
She
she
would
was
have
a
been
smart
saving
hoe.
money.
But by the end of it, if you peep she's a smart hoe and she was there for the money to begin with, then yeah, don't leave her with shit. Don't leave her with a damn thing. But if she was a damn good woman and she took care of you, held you down, and you just found out one day this is the woman I don't want to be with, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with leaving her a little change. She devoted everything to you, and at the end of the day, you just realized she wasn't the woman for you. Maybe you got richer, maybe you got more famous, and you realized you wanted this type of woman or that type of woman.
That's how you feel, Zach? You agree with Buddha?
I don't praise nobody for doing what they supposed to do. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that.
Amen.
That should be your choice. If you want to leave something, I leave it. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. Because I'm a type of person, I want my shit back if we ain't together.
That's petty as shit. That's petty.
Indian.
Wait. Revamp that. What you say? What? Say that again?
I said I'm the type of person. If I gave somebody something, depending on what it is, and we not together, I'ma want it back.
Oh, so you Indian? You an Indian giver?
I want the kitchen appliances. I want the toaster.
I'm an Indian giver. When I was in my longest relationship and it ended, I went all the way down to my bank statements and asked her when she paid me my money back for wasting my time.
But what if you decide to leave her?
If she want her shit back, depending on what it is, I might give it back.
He said might.
You
if it's
might is crazy.
That
Most times I spend more money on a girl than she will ever spend on me. I can't give like the only thing don't for the most part, what am I, other than sexual pleasures, unmaking her laugh, all those other kind of things, what would I be giving her back? Her time? I can't give her back.
Dang, what kind of women you be dealing with, bro?
What you mean?
Because okay, in a relationship, even going back to the first question, men and women in a relationship, men need stuff too. A woman should be taking care of a man just as much as a man is taking care of a woman. There's things that y'all need. I mean, I'm gonna
It's
sound a little
never
childish for
50-50
saying
though.
that, but it's I don't a lot of people don't like to say 50-50, but it should be I like to say a give and a give, right? Because if I got a man and I know he needs some socks. I know he needs some drawers. I know he needs some wife beaters. I know he need a new shaving kit. I know and then it's like I'm gonna buy him stuff that I know would help him, right? So, given the notion of if a man builds a house, a woman make it a home, or if a man goes out and he buy the food, the woman's supposed to make a meal. You
See, but
know, a woman is
all that
supposed
stuff is
to.
common. All that stuff is common sense that women claim they know, but don't really do that much. Like, let's give a quick example. A girl can know how
Mm,
to catch a man cheating, how to know when he's lying, bring up her intuition, but she don't know, yo, this need head, this needs sex right now, this needs so much stuff that you just not willing to do because you just don't want to do it.
I think that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I do hear that a lot, and I'm from Baltimore, by the way.
Wait,
So a lot of the
the
stuff.
last person you was in a relationship with if we would have interviewed that guy, or asked that guy, would he say you was always doing a lot of stuff for him?
Oh yes, yes, and actually, I did more
Call him.
than what I was supposed. Call him is crazy. He is blocked. Let me you want to know why he's blocked? Because okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to come off and say like, oh, I'm all of that and I'm perfect and nothing like that.
Seem
No, I'm
like you
not gonna
about to
say
say
that.
it.
No, I'm not. However, my last relationship was out of I can't even say relationship because it's two. I've only been in one relationship. I lost my virginity to the person that I was in the relationship with. The last dude that I the last dude that I dealt with, we were never exclusive. We were never in a relationship. We played house. So
How old were
I'm
you?
I, oh it just ended about like a year ago. I ain't
Why
even
you
gonna
playing
hold
house
you
at 26?
For a
because
year is crazy.
because I know, right? And this is why like I had
It's
this
a
the viewpoints
relationship.
and stuff that I had because social media and people have made it seem like you don't need to do things the right way in order for you to get where you need to go.
So it's
And
social
I have
media's fault.
learned no, I'm saying I'll put it this way. I didn't take I didn't have what I have now. Now that God is my foundation, he is the first person in my life. Everything goes through him now. I've been delivered from a lot of stuff. So I no longer got blinders on. I'm walking down this narrow path now. But before I was wilding out. You feel me? Really, I had my own house, I had my own car. I'm driving to this man. He got a job. He got his own car. I'm driving to him, picking him up, buying him. I bought this man a monitor because he liked to play video games and all of that type of stuff. Went all out for his birthday, and he got a nerve to ask me on my birthday what we doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's
What we
like,
doing?
no, it ain't no what we doing. Like, nah, and
What if
that's
he
what I
didn't want
mean
to
by
get? What
like
if he didn't want to get it wrong and he wanted to know what you want to do so he could make it happen?
he was even if he did I'm a simple girl. You feel me? It's just the thought.
Everybody say they're simple this, simple that.
No,
Everybody
listen,
say that.
I'm one thing for sure and two for certain with me. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I only speak on stuff that I've experienced or I'm going through.
So you
I
say you
don't play
from
none of that.
Baltimore? You
And
from
I'm
Baltimore?
from Baltimore for
Right?
real. Like,
He would have been like, "Let's go hip hop chicken."
hey, I ain't gonna hold you though. I'm trying to stay away from that, but that had me hitting, okay? But not for but not for real. Like it get to a point where I mean, yeah, I was playing house. Like I said, I take full accountability for my part as a woman, and should have held my standards higher. Should have expected more. But I thought that I could take this man that I trauma bonded with and get him to see like, hey, I really care about you. I'm actually really paying attention to the stuff that you need. You drinking coffee every day. I'm gonna buy you a new mug because your mug looking a little rusty. You feel me? I see you got holes in your socks, and you because you don't want to spend a lot of money and da 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 da. I'm gonna buy you some really nice socks. It's and you supposed in a relationship. You're supposed to give
Holes
and
in socks is
give.
crazy though.
I know, right? Like I was tripping. I ain't gonna hold you. I was
You was not
tripping.
tripping. You was not tripping
I
at
know I
all.
was tripping. Had no man with holes in his socks at 20 something years old. You can go to the dollar store and buy some socks, baby. Okay. I shouldn't have to buy you socks, but like I really am a simple girl. Me and we could go out on a date and we not even a date, right? We could walk around the mall, not buy a daggone thing. We can just window shop because I understand that we living in a hard time. I understand we living in 2026. Things ain't cheap no more.
But you
We
just
ain't about
got
to go to
mad.
the
But you
mall
just
and
tried to
spend all this
downplay him
money.
because he had a hole in his sock.
I didn't downplay him because he had holes in his socks. I bought him socks. I ain't trying to downplay him. I'm just
You
saying. I
just
know how
said
I
it's
get.
crazy that he got a hole in his socks at 20s. You could go to the dollar store.
And
That is crazy though.
it is crazy. If you dealt with a girl and she got holes in her drawers, what you gonna think? If she
Oh, that's
20
so
something years
funny.
old?
Holes in the drawers and holes in the socks is two different things, man. That could have been playing
Are they?
basketball or some shit. He went too hard and it ripped.
So he needs some socks. I'm not downplaying them. I'm just saying. I get it. White beaters be ripped a little bit. You feel me? I get it. But I'm gonna get you some new ones because you wear white beaters every day. Men, a lot of men wear white beaters under their clothes so they don't slip through their clothes or whatever. I get stuff like that.
No, but
It's the
I wanna know
little.
what did you do for him? Like I don't want to hear he had a hole in his sock because it's like you trying to
What
pull
did
him
I do
down to
for
big
him?
yourself up.
No,
You just did
you
that.
taking it
You
the
just said
wrong
I'm a
way.
simple girl. We could have went to get the chicken spy. Like he had holes in his socks. I bought him some socks. Like why you gotta put him down to bring yourself up? You could have just said I'm a down female that's willing to do anything and everything that my man needs. Why you gotta talk about a hole
But
in his
those were
socks?
the
We
those
don't know him
those
for you
were
to be
the
just talking down on him like that.
I was just trying to give an example of how down I was. I never judged him off that. I don't care about none of that type of
No,
stuff. I'm
it's not. It's
saying
nothing wrong with help. But my thing is, I don't think it's anything wrong with helping your man out. I think it just becomes a problem when you're playing house and you have expectations for somebody that's not in a relationship with you. A lot of people be in these
exactly,
situationships and they expect more
exactly.
than what they're allowing a person that they're doing the stuff for to do for them. If
Exactly.
you doing all this stuff and he hasn't done anything for you, why would he start? That doesn't even make sense.
Exactly. So, like, even with the questions of like built making a housewife or changing a F nigga into a husband, it's these type of things, right? It's like if you start at the bottom with somebody, and I get that part because that was something I had to learn. Like, oh, I didn't ask him for this, I didn't ask him for that, and then all of a sudden, because I'm doing this and I'm doing that, now I'm expecting something. No, that's wrong. I take accountability for that part. However, matter of fact, I'll speak on my actual relationship. Right, he he
Wait,
was
wait, one sec, one sec.
yeah.
1,600 likes! Yes, sir! Good.
Yeah, so with the dude that I was actually in a relationship with, he he had issues. He had issues. However, I decided to still be with him in spite of those issues. I was the one working at first, but through me holding him down, me being with him, he ended up getting a job. He ended up doing certain things for me, like I got chronic pain and stuff like that. So he'd make my bed for me. He'd do all the hard stuff that I couldn't do, things like that. And when it came to the 50-50 part, it wasn't it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't up to my standards or it wasn't up to my value. right? Because if I know how to manage time, if I know how to do this, and I know how to do this with my money, then I want somebody that's going to be on that same type of time. These was all learning experiences, and me as a woman, I should have known better than to expect something from a man that was not doing it in the first place. Because 9 times out of 10, however you get that person, that's what you're going to have to do to keep them. So if he didn't take me out on no date the first time I got with him, he don't have to ever. He don't,
Yeah.
and he's not gonna see the value in that ever. He's never gonna see the value. He's gonna be like, why I gotta take you on a date? Why you wanna be on a date so bad? And it's like, so when it comes to relationships, I feel like you should meet somebody that's willing to give you the same effort that you're gonna put in. If a woman likes to be taken out on dates, then you demand a date. If you a man that likes to have words of affirmation or be encouraged, or you want somebody to just listen to you, then that's what needs to be done up front, not later down the line.
Yeah, I do understand what you're saying. My only gripe is with like a lot of people. I'm guilty of it too. A lot of people just don't realize that maybe the person that they was in a relationship with just maybe either didn't like them the way they thought they did, or they just or the things that they thought, if I do this for you, this person should do this. Maybe they just don't want to do it for you. Because I've known a lot of people, and most of the girls that I have dated or talked to, I didn't treat any of them all the same way. Like certain people could bring certain things out of you, either based on the attraction, the way you treat them. Maybe he either just didn't appreciate you as much as you thought he should have because he's doing all these things. It could be something you thought, all right, if I do this, this should be able to activate in him. It could have been something he just didn't like you as much as you thought he did, or it could have been something where a lot of times people don't realize we only attract with what we are. A lot of people don't know what kind of situation that they're in, whether it's they're still dealing with their trauma, they haven't fully healed. When you still in these phases of your life, you're gonna be attracting a lot of people that you don't think you should be with, but there's something in them that made you attracted to them for you to even think that they deserve your attention and your time. So even if all of the whatever guys you mess with, they didn't have X, Y, and Z, it's something in them that made you attracted to them. Maybe like you were saying earlier, your standards wasn't as high. And a lot of people go through these things because the phases of life that they're in, whether it's they don't have that good of a job, they're in a fucked up situation. So you build these trauma bonds with these people, not realizing
I
the
will,
messed up
bro.
situation you're in.
I will, bro. You have a good one. Thank you for being part of life.
But but um but yeah, that's
I
my
also
take.
think
That's
it's capacity too. A lot of people, and it's people fall in love with the potential instead of the reality.
that
Like
too.
you see a lot of potential in the person. You see what they could be. I think it's called future farming or future shaping or something like that, where somebody is telling you, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to have my own business one day, I want to have this one day, talking about all your hopes, dreams, and aspirations, and that's what makes you attracted to their potential. And then but then when you see that they're not doing it in the time frame that they said, you get disappointed. So it's like you gotta take people at face value. At least that's what I've learned. Take people at face value. Look at what they're doing now with their life. I'm not gonna lie, if he don't work, he played a video game all day. He's not doing what he say that he going to do. You don't need to do him. Same with a female. She got all these designer clothes. She look good every single day, but she don't have no sheets on her mattress. She got one pillow. She not you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's people like that out here. So it's like people fall in love with potential instead of actually looking at what they're actually capable of doing in the time frame that they say they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. All right. So to move the conversation along, is waiting until marriage still realistic in this generation?
Um, I think it really just depends on where you're at in life and what your belief is, and um how serious and disciplined you're gonna be as far as waiting for marriage. Because I have known a lot of virgins, but they still done things that most virgins shouldn't be doing, such as getting oral or fingered or X, Y, and Z. So I believe if you're gonna be waiting for marriage, it should be I'm waiting because of my belief on marriage, not just being a virgin just to be a virgin. Because if you ask most people why you haven't lost it yet, they'll say something about it has to be like the right guy. Then you ask them, okay, what is the right guy? Most times they can't even explain it because they don't know what the right guy is. They just hear what all these other people are telling them and influence them to believe. So I think depending on where you at in life and what your beliefs was, what did you grow up seeing, then waiting for marriage can be realistic. But I don't think no man should wait for marriage with a girl that's not a virgin. Because if she's not a virgin, there shouldn't be any waiting. Like I know girls that's trying to make guys wait 90 days to have sex with, and they have kids. Why are you trying to change all of a sudden?
How about you? You think waiting until marriage is still realistic in 2026?
Yeah, I'm actually waiting until marriage, and I've had sex before. Reason why is because one, sex creates a soul tie, and if I don't wait, I'm sharing a part of me that connects me with a man that, yes, it should have been sacred. Yes, it should I should have stayed a virgin. I encourage a lot of the people that's younger than me, and now I understand why the older women were telling me to wait until marriage to have sex, because I see what happened when I didn't. I'm not in a relationship right now. My heart's been broken so many times. So the reason why I want to wait until I get married is because I want that to be the solidification of you really like me. Because this might sound crazy, but a question was posed to me: if I was paralyzed and I could not move, would I allow my husband to have sex with another woman because I'm not able to please him, right? So my whole ordeal with waiting until marriage is, sex is going to be there. Sex gonna be there, but me liking you not, me tolerating you is not, and vice versa. I want to solidify and make sure that I can look at you, I can kiss you, I can hug you, I can be around you, and I don't necessarily need to have sex with you all the time, because sex should just be part of the relationship in general. But when you marry to me, that means that you love me for me, regardless if I'm having sex with you or not. Because what if that, like I said, what if there's a day I get in a terrible car accident, I can't feel nothing, you gonna leave me just because you can't have sex with me? Like, damn, you really ain't love me. Like, come on now, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
I have a.
that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I'll answer and you can ask your
No,
question.
you can.
Um, so I'd say I somewhat agree with Zogod. Like waiting before marriage is unrealistic in 2026, and I'm gonna explain why. It's unrealistic because we live in a very technologically connected and hyper lustful society. So if you force someone to wait till marriage and there's multiple options, especially if they're an attractive individual. Let's say you're a woman and you're talking about a man. If that man's an attractive individual, he's going to get options constantly, and he's going to get options for instant sex constantly as well. So I'd say waiting before marriage is unrealistic just because there's too many options thrown in our face now, and we live in too much of a lustful society. Like there's a lot of women that will your man just out of spite, just because they don't like you. There's women out there that might be more attractive than you that would your man just because they want to experience the type of man that your man is. And then there's also aspects of if you land one of the men that most women seek after, which is a man that can financially provide, is in physical shape, and is above the height of 6 foot, you're cooked. You're making a man wait that would never have to wait for that certain thing in any circumstance because women are throwing themselves at him constantly because 80% of women want 20% of men. So When it really boils down to it, it's just not realistic to wait, because at the end of the day, if you wait, you might have something really good snatched from you just because you wanted to wait. And just because you wait doesn't guarantee that you're going to end up with a good guy at the end of the day. You could still end up with a shitty guy. Happens all the time. And I'd say another reason why you shouldn't wait until marriage for sex is because sex is one of the big three reasons why people get divorced. Because sex is not satisfying to them, both men and women, but mainly on the woman's side. A lot of times women leave their marriage or become unfaithful in their marriage because they get with an inexperienced guy and they don't enjoy themselves sexually. So I'd say the only time when waiting until marriage makes any sense is when you're a virgin, they're a virgin, and y'all are both extremely religious to the point where having any sort of infidelity in your relationship is like getting stabbed in the heart. If that's not the circumstance, waiting until marriage is completely unrealistic. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing above your ideology that will stop you from being unfaithful to the woman you're with. And you might lose something that's really good for you just because you was being unreasonable. Because to be unreasonable is to not offer something that the Commonwealth will offer to you. So if the Commonwealth will offer me easy if I hop on Tinder because I'm attractive, why shouldn't I expect that same thing from my woman? So I don't think waiting till marriage works in most cases for those three reasons. One, too many options. Two, too much of a hypersexual society. We have OnlyFans, we have porn, and most of this stuff is not blocked the way it should be blocked. So that means children see that stuff too. And three, it's a part of the big three reasons why people get divorced. So you're setting yourself up for failure because 80% of marriages end in divorce on the woman's side because the woman initiates the divorce, and over 50% of marriages fail. So you're telling me you're entering a marriage that has a low rate of success while simultaneously hindering that marriage, handicapping that marriage? It just makes your odds of a successful marriage decrease dramatically. And 9 times out of 10, if you make a man wait and he's attractive enough, he probably cheated on you already. So
Yeah, I mean, I do want to go back to what you were saying with like I guess you saying the whole you gonna wait and stuff like that. I don't, me personally, I don't really know you that much. I don't think there's anything wrong if that's what you want to believe. If that's what you want to do, even if you do have sex with other people, I can understand why like a lot of people think marriage and being married is all about love and all this other kind of stuff. Like a lot of people, you can still be in love with somebody and heavily mistreat these people. A lot of people don't realize marriage, like back then, like our grandparents or our great grandparents, they wasn't getting really married because they loved each other. They was getting married because they knew that this girl doesn't have that much of a background. She probably was a virgin. I know nobody else been with her because there was no social media. You don't really know that much about this person's past, but based off what you see, you know the qualities and you know what you're getting from this woman when you marry her. Back when women didn't really have too much of a job, you know, all right, if I marry this guy, I'm gonna be set. My We're gonna have kids. He's gonna pay all the bills. He's gonna be doing all these things. That's back when gender roles was important and a lot of things didn't have to get explained. A man knew back then what the woman that he's gonna marry is bringing to him. He's not being with a woman that had to be with all these other men. So the only man she can compare to her husband is her father or maybe guys in her family. When girls deal with a lot of other men, it makes it really hard for them to want to pick the right guy or settle down with one guy because she has too many experiences. Whether it's sexual experiences, the way he shows his affection, you have exes to compare to this guy that you're quote unquote gonna be marrying, and you thinking that all this whole thing is about love. When what happens when you guys don't love each other, you guys don't have that same spark? It's more about a business, or we're being together so our both of our families can combine, our kids could prosper, and all these other things happen. That's why a lot of times when women get bored, unhappy, and all these other like foolish things, they want to just end the marriage and just destroy their whole family. Because when it comes to a woman, when it comes to a woman in relationships, it's all emotion based. like he was saying, 80% of women initiate divorce either because they feel like their man don't make enough, she's not happy, her man don't love her the way he used to. It's always things that like it's all in her head, and since she believe it, it goes from emotion to this is her logic now. Very few times men leave women because they can understand, okay, maybe I'm unhappy or maybe I'm not getting the things that I'm getting at this moment, but I just don't need to destroy my family. So like my thing is when women that already have sex are like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna wait. Other than I'm not sure if you have any kids or not. Other than maybe giving a man that you eventually have sex with again, your husband, other than maybe giving him a baby, I'm not really that sure what you're gonna be giving him that you didn't already give another man. And a lot of times women don't think of it like that because they think, all right, I'm with a new guy, new experiences, I'm gonna be doing stuff for him he probably didn't receive. But if the man that's quote unquote gonna marry you, if he know you've been with other women, no, if you've been with other men that you had sex with and you're making him wait, not only would he feel like this is disrespectful because you've already been with other guys, but since now you've rebranded yourself and you're this new person, you feel like, all right, I'm gonna wait for marriage because I want to know if he actually likes me. It's like, why is he suffering a consequence based off your past traumas and the things you went through in the past? Other than maybe a baby, there's nothing really new you're gonna be giving him. I don't think there's anything wrong with your belief. It's just you should be thinking about how the man is gonna be receiving this. Because if a guy wants to marry, he's like, all right, you want to wait for marriage, okay? As if you're like your religious belief, are you still like a virgin? You can like, yeah, like I'm religious, but I'm not a virgin. He's gonna look at you like you crazy because it's like, wait, you're not a virgin, you making me wait? What's the logic behind it? If you start going into details about you want him to like you and love you and those other kind of things, he could put a whole front on just to eventually get it and then just leave you. Then what you gonna do? Are you gonna do the same cycle again? So I just think like maybe I think your idea of either making a man wait or waiting for marriage, you should either think more on it or like be able to fully break down more of a reason not to like have sex. So like, all right, I'm religious now. I made a lot of mistakes and I want to go about it in a different way. But just saying, just to know if he really like you or love you, how would you even? How can you even like what will allow you to know that somebody could really like you? Because a lot of people get deceived all the time through marriage. So that's my only gripe when
So
it comes to people with wanting to wait. Like I feel like if you have kids, you already have sex with people. If it's nothing wrong with making somebody wait, but what's gonna be the separator from this piece of paper or this ring or now y'all have this title, now you got access to your body. Like he's suffering some things that other men were allowed to get from you off a title when other guy like when you played house or you did other things with other men and they didn't even need to either work this hard. And if this person is gonna quote unquote marry you, clearly he's gonna be better than any of the other guys previously you dealt with. So a better man has to work harder to get a thing that other men below him got at an easier path. Me personally, I think most people will just feel disrespected from it. That's like when you hear somebody that had a college degree, they worked their ass, and a person next to them didn't finish high school. I just dealt with that like a week or two ago. My coworker, he told me that I'm a high school dropout. That's why I dropped out, and we're making the same amount of money. So it's like you did all of that hard work that you believe was hard, and I didn't even do half of the work you did, and we got the same result. I don't know. Personally, I just think that's something a lot of men would laugh at. Like if they know, wait, so your girl have this amount of bodies, but you have to wait for her to feel like y'all marriage qualified. That's just my personal belief.
okay, so to rebuttal, because I love this, right? So again, I believe in Jesus, right? And I did believe in Jesus before. However, I'm not gonna go too deep into it because That's a conversation for another day. However, this is what scripture says. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice it does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away. So with some of the things you were saying, and by the way, no, I don't have any children. Um, in those past relationships and encounters that I've had, I wasn't doing these things. So love, that's the definition of love. What I just read, that's the definition of love. From a Christian standpoint, that is the truth of love. So when I say that I'm waiting until marriage for to see if somebody actually loves me. I want to see if you can be patient with me as I'm patient with you. And even to comment on, oh, like, oh, the guys got it so easy. Why does this man have to wait? I have to wait too, because how dare do I come to a good man and I disrespect him by not valuing his body, not being patient with him? That man deserves a good woman, and that's something that I want to be to a good man. I don't want to disrespect him. I've even had people from my past that, they tried to rekindle, but I'm like, no, because I can't disrespect you in that way. I learned from that already. Me, even as a woman, having sex with a man off rip, not waiting to see how he feels and stuff like that. That's not respectful to him. That doesn't mean that doesn't show that I actually love him and I value his body. I want to actually value the body of the man that I'm gonna marry, because his body and his mind and the way that he feels is just as important as me. So, and then you were mentioning how, like, one person dropped out of high school and one person went to a degree, and y'all both make the same amount of money. But I tell you this, in society, or and for face value, the person that has a degree and has the actual work that's put into, more people are actually going to hire that person and network with that person because they have credentials and they have things to back it up, versus a person that dropped out of high school. You drop out of high school, you don't have your GED, you don't have your diploma, and some places actually require for you to have that. So it's the same thing with marriage. Marriage requires love, it requires
No, it
patience, it
don't.
requires, based off of this scripture that I'm reading, it requires
No, I'm
this.
saying I'm saying a lot. I'm saying a lot of people. Well, I'll say it's mainly women. Women think the whole point of marriage is just for love. People get married without being in love. A lot of times, people got married as a business
Oh,
move that helps both families.
right, right, and
Cause
even
love
off
could
of that,
fade.
for
Love
back
could
in the
fade. So
day,
like what? So my question is: so once you
true
stop loving your
love.
man, are you gonna divorce him? Or once you start liking
No,
your man,
but
are you gonna divorce him?
again, like I said, with this scripture, it says love never ends, because if love is patient, kind, it does not envy and it does not boast. It bears all things, it believes all things, and it hopes for all things. So none of that should fade. You're you were even saying, like, oh, somebody can love you, but they can treat you wrong. If you really love someone, if you really genuinely care for them, you're not going to want to treat them wrong. If you have a child, you're going to want to protect your child. You're going to want to steer your child in the right direction. You're not going to want to do anything to hurt them. Same same thing for as like a person that raised you or somebody that's close to you. Your intentions would never to be to intentionally harm them and cause them pain. That is real love.
Yeah, but
That's
that, but that, but
true
that
love.
stuff is like subjective though. Like, there's a lot of time when somebody can believe that the person that's doing certain things to them can love them, but the way that the things that they're doing to them can make them feel like, I don't believe you love me based on what you did to me. Like as far as
And that's perversion.
when parents discipline their kids, I know there's a lot of kids that feel like their parent had to hate them because of the discipline and the things, the actions they had to do to discipline them in a certain direct way. A lot of men can be in love with their women, like, babe, I do not want you to dress like that. And a woman could feel like, oh, you don't love me because you're trying to change who I am. So would that
So that
would
that
your point
supports
still stand in
the.
that point? If that person feel like you
Hmm.
don't love them because the way that person feels off an action you did, can that person say, I don't think you love me?
So with what you just said, that example, right? Like if a man, like if I was dressing a little bit too wild for his liking, he didn't like it. That's the part where it says, love, it does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. So that means that my husband is coming to me in a truth, expressing to me that I feel this type of way that you're wearing this because you are connected to me. You're not just representing yourself when you step out this house. You are also a representation of me because we're married. So if he's coming to me in truth, not coming to me just because he's insecure, and vice versa, because some women have a thing of, oh, you're not wearing them gray sweatpants, you're not wearing them going taking your shirt off going to go play basketball. It's the way that you handle it shows you that you love that person. Even with disciplining a child, you're disciplining a child for truth. You say, hey, don't touch that because it's hot. That's the truth. And then even if the child decides and go to touch it, you shouldn't be like, "Didn't I tell you it was hot?" That's what you get. That's not love. Instead you would say something like, "Well, what did we learn? That I told you it was hot. You gonna find out the truth on your own, but I let you know the truth in love before you did it. So now we have a rapport with one another. Now you can trust me. Now you can trust me that when I tell you something, I'm telling you the truth because it's coming from a place of love." That's where the perversion in the subjection comes in. A lot of people, like I said, I'm into definition of words and books. When you look up different dictionaries and the words that people use, it is because society, majority of society that think this way, have changed the definition of words. When in reality, if you look up the definition of these words, the truth is right there. It's just that things can be so perverted, and you can change somebody's sentence and make it perverted just by adding a comma, just by emphasizing a certain word. So love, I'm contending for it. Love is that definition that I wrote. Because if you are like this with me and I'm like this with you, we won't have any problems because everything that I'm doing is out of love. I'm being patient with you. I understand that, okay, you have a hard time listening. So I'm going to make sure that I shorten my sentences so that you can receive what I'm saying to you. Or if I speak, if you have a sensory thing of loud noises, I'm going to make sure that I put my headphones on when I'm listening to my music. That's love, being considerate, being genuine, being mindful. The same way that God loves us. Like that's how I look at it. The patience that God has, because if that was the case, I would never be saved. Jesus dying for my sins wouldn't have meant absolutely nothing if I wasn't able to repent and turn back to him, and he come back and open me with open arms.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. It's a difficult thing to contend for, and I understand where people come from it. But when you look at these definitions of words and you're paying attention to the meaning of words, that's what it is.
Okay. Um. So with all that being said, do you think submission is an outdated ideology, or do you think it still works in 2026? For you, it'd be submission from a woman.
Yeah. I know in my relationship submission is like really big.
Okay. Do you
Um
think that's the only way to have a successful relationship, or do you
yeah,
think it's an outdated concept?
I think that's the only way to have success in a relationship. I think it's very like sad that the only time most women submit is during sex.
So you think a man
Mm.
submitting to a woman could never be a successful dynamic for a relationship?
Um, Depending on the manner of his submission, like not on some she's a leader. He's like the roles got reversed. Like I think a man can listen to hear a woman out, but if a man's not leading and she's not following as far as submission, the relationship is not going to be able to work.
Okay. How about you, Kilo? Do you think women submitting to a man is an outdated ideology, or do you think the only prosperous dynamic is when a man leads a woman and a woman submits to a man?
I think submission it does make a successful relationship. I just had a conversation about this, and again, I'm speaking from my religious standpoint. If a man isn't submitted under God or has reverence, then how could a woman submit to him? So there has to be an authority that a man submits under so that the woman can submit under her man. And submitting is a voluntary place you put yourself under authority. It's out of respect, trust, and obedience, and not just to the man, but it's to God and yourself. Because if you're not submitting unto a man, that means you think that you can do all things. And I think Zay was saying something like if a woman does is not listening to her, like a man can hear out the woman and everything, because yes, she's supposed to be a helper.
Help me.
She's supposed to add, yeah, help me, she's supposed to actually multiply and add to everything that a man sets forth in place. So she can say what she needs to say, and he does need to take that in as food for thought, but it is up to him to make that decision. But as the woman, she should trust that when she says it, even though he may not do it on the first try, he should be under a submission that makes her trust that her words have value to him, and he's just trying to figure out a way how to put that into action. So submission is very, very important all the way through a relationship. It's a respect thing. And it's obedience, it's trust. That means you trust someone to submit yourself.
Yeah. I'd say I agree with the both of y'all with just one caveat. When it comes to a man submitting, I think there's only three acceptable things a man should submit to, and none of them are human. It should be an ideology, a concept, or a God slash religion. So, like submitting to God, I agree with that. Submitting to a concept, I need to make my life into this iteration so that I have the most happy life possible. I agree with that. Submitting to an ideology, I need to submit to being a disciplined individual. I need to submit to being a truthful individual. I believe in that too. But a man submitting to another man, that's just weakness. It's weakness.
Oh no, that's weird. No, that's weird. No, I personally, you need to submit to God and God only. Like
Nah,
if you're
yeah, but
submitting to
like
an
not everybody's religious. So like
no, yeah,
if you're not a religious individual, you should submit to at least a concept or an ideology that's moral that is morally correct. That's what I'd say. If you're
right.
not a religious individual, you should submit to a concept or ideology that's morally correct and makes you a productive member of society. But you shouldn't, as a man,
Hmm.
you shouldn't be submitting to another man because that means you already given up. You already given up on the concept of making yourself into the best iteration possible and making your family unit into the best iteration possible. You already put all your dependence on another human being when all these other people are supposed to be depending on you. Everything in a man's life should be a stepping stone. If you're working at a job you hate, you should only be working there until you can develop the skills to do what you love. Everything should be a stepping stone so that everybody beneath you or everybody following your lead, shall I say, rather than beneath you, can feel confident in your ability to succeed and strive towards greatness. Nobody wants to follow an incompetent leader. So that's the only caveat I would offer. But my last question to everybody on the panel is, and I'll start with Zay. Um, let's see. right here. What's one dating opinion you have that would make half the internet hate you? I'll ask it one more time just so it's coherent. What's one dating idea that you have that'll make half the internet hate you? Or opinion, idea, say what it is.
I think probably my relationship. Since a lot of people say that my relationship is unfair.
In what ways?
Me being able to like mess with girls, and only time my girl can mess with somebody is if I'm present.
And it has to be a girl, right? No.
Yeah, it has to be a girl. The only reason people
just send you up to clarify. I don't need no one in the comments being like, he over there watching in a chair in a Superman suit.
Yeah, a lot of people probably would disagree with that because they'll say things like that it's unfair and all these other kind of things. But like I've explained to my girl like numerous times that like she should stay strong in her woman frame as far as wanting to be a woman and let a man be a man. And then you'll just hear like a lot of people say that both men and women are equal when I don't really know which religion or which society other than the Western world we have women believe they're equal to a man.
How about you, Keelio? What's one opinion
What was the
you have?
question again?
What's one opinion you have that will have half the internet hate you?
Oh,
About dating, though. About
that
dating.
that God needs to be the foundation. Like
I'd agree with that. Most people on the internet probably
I,
wouldn't agree with you. Now, a lot of people are religious these days.
and I feel like that is. I feel like in my belief and based off of what Scripture says, um, if God is not a part of that relationship, it will cause turmoil. It will cause something, and whether it's here on life or whether it has to deal with your soul, it's gonna cause you're gonna forfeit an eternal peace, an eternal blessing. Um, and I speak from experience because God was not a part of my relationships, and I see how because when that happens, it allows the devil to come in and get crafty. Insecurities start to form. Them soul ties start to really take a hold on you. That all these things of like witchcraft, incubus, succubus, all of that type of stuff. These things that can attack you, you're giving room for it to come in and destroy your relationship. And then if you have a child with somebody and God is not the foundation, you're actually setting the child up because there's generational curses. So there's a lot of bastard children, meaning children out of wedlock. And then they grow up and they have mommy and daddy issues, which creates the hoes, creates the disrespectful people and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, the internet would try to chew me up and spit me out, but I'm made out of titanium steel. You're
I'd say one opinion about dating that the internet probably would hate me for is you shouldn't take any woman that has more than one body serious. And you definitely shouldn't take any woman with kids serious. That's just, you might as well just swallow some. Like, I can't even say that the unalive thing on this platform, but you as a man should not be dating a woman with a body and should not be dating a woman with kids. Because at the end of the day, she already surrendered herself to another man. You're second place. You already set yourself up for failure. You don't even got the opportunity to be number one anymore. You're always number two. And the more people she slept with, the higher your number become. In most cases, you're going to be number 10 or number 20. I like to be number one always. So if you're a man, you shouldn't take a woman with kids serious for multiple reasons I'm not going to get into just because we're at the end of the show. It's already 2 hours and 14 minutes. And for a woman that has a body already, I'd say the biggest thing for not getting with that sort of woman is every time a woman sleeps with another man, she loses a piece of herself. He takes a piece of her with him
And leaves
and leaves That's even worse. I ain't even bring that up, but yeah, he leaves DNA too. But I know most of the internet would eat me up for that because we live in a very lustful society where women don't believe that they don't need to be modest anymore when it comes to their chastity. But I think all women should go back to valuing their chastity, valuing the strength and having the ability to wait until you're almost certain. You know what I'm saying? And if all women started waiting until marriage again, most men would fall in line because a man can't force himself onto a woman, and most women would be set up for success because a man can't divorce a woman without penalty. The law already compensated for men leaving women with nothing. That's why, on a balance of probabilities and statistically speaking, we leave women less than they leave us because it's ingrained in us at this point that we lose more when we leave a woman. And it's ingrained in women at this point because of modern day feminism that they gain more when they leave a man, including a lot of his possessions.
Yep.
But with that being said, that was the show, guys. Be sure to thank our guests, go shoot her a follow, show some support. We ended the show with